Okay, Justin again, and today I was wanting to talk about something that is really misunderstood a lot of times. I want to talk about love, which is weird. All right. I was watching some television, and it's very interesting how love is only an emotion, right? Like I'm in love with this person. That's the only way that we can express love. But it goes a lot further than that. I think a lot of times the reason why marriages end in divorce is because the person is in love rather than loving that person. So it's like I have the emotion of being in love, but once that runs out, which I think they say, I don't know who the they is, but they say that in about 3 years your in love phase runs out, then you're just stuck with the person that you married. Um, that because of that emotional stuff all the time, that a lot of times people are like, well, I was in love with this person. I am not in love with them. Therefore, I should get a divorce or move on or whatever it is. And I think that leads a lot of reason why um, uh, marriage sometimes even now just a scary thing. It's just completely overlooked because it's like, well, I'm going to fall out of love with this person now, so therefore I should not marry them and spend the rest of my life with them because I'm going to be out of love with them soon. But actually, it's interesting. Frozen had a really good definition of love, and I love that movie. But Frozen had a really good definition of love, which is more mature than even rated R adult movies, which was love is putting the needs of someone else above your own. And even in Christianity, in terms of what Christ sacrificed was, but for us, I mean, he put the needs of his father ahead of us, but at the same time, in terms of his humanity, he also put the needs of his survival, or of our survival, ahead of his own survival. So he did these two things for the Father, and then he did this thing for us as human beings. So that is the most accurate description of love I can think of. I'll bring all this up because um, as I make this game, I need to be assessing of why I'm doing it. Am I doing it because of an emotional reaction that I feel as though someone should play this or whatever it is, or am I doing this for something that's bigger than myself? Am I doing this for my family? Am I loving my wife by believing, like we talked about last vlog, by believing in something that I um, am willing to sacrifice for, to see her be in a better position in terms of, you know, having a career to where she doesn't have to work in a factory, much longer and things like that. So that's just something to kind of think about is how are you assessing love? How do we assess love sometimes? I think sometimes though I get into this emotional thing where I'm always thinking about my emotions. So sometimes I might not want to work on the game because I'm tired. I feel tired, so therefore I don't want to work on it. But maybe what I should be doing is loving what I'm doing because I believe in it and I'm willing to sacrifice for that. So I need to be loving what I'm doing in terms of offering it up to God, because it is a Christian game, and everything. That I want to do well because of the sake of it being well who I represent, and also I want to do well because I want to possibly be able to love my wife by helping her into her career that she really wants to be in rather than being in a factory. Great a job as it is, ultimately she's an artist, and I'm sure she doesn't want to do that for the rest of her life for the next 30 years. So, you know, don't think that love is just an emotion. It's cool if it is, but at the same time, you gotta be explaining what you're going to give to that person or to that situation or to what you're going to be pouring into an individual, things like that. So just keep that in mind and get there by really asking yourself, am I really happy indulging in all the stuff that I indulge myself in? Typically, the answer is no because it just becomes old. Whether it be sex or the drugs or whatever vice that it is, or just you sitting around watching TV where you're not doing anything productive. Is this really the way you think your life should be lived? I've tried it and it's not for me. Not for me. So, but anyway, love you guys, and I will smoke with you later. Deuces.